I'm going to go ahead and call the public hearing on the tentative budgets for Town Fund General Assistance and Road District for fiscal year 2018-2019 to order, and ask the clerk to call the roll.
Trustee Saturn. Trustee Narodowski.
Present.
Trustee Ingraffia.
Present.
Supervisor Sweeney.
Present. Okay, the purpose of this hearing is to allow the public an opportunity to make any public comments. So are there any public comments to be heard? Seeing none, any board comments? Okay. Can I have a motion to adjourn the public hearing? I'll make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second it.
Seconded by Trustee Narodowski. Any further discussion? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. The public meeting's adjourned. Have a motion, I'm going to go ahead and call the regular board meeting, the trustees to order for March 26, 2018, and ask everyone to please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call, please.
Trustee Saturn. Trustee Narodowski.
Present.
Trustee Ingraffia.
Present.
Supervisor Sweeney.
Present. Any public comment?
Good evening. My name is Marge O'Brien. I live in Mount Prospect. I am a taxpayer. Back last March, and the meeting regarding 711 Kelmsford in Elk Grove Village, Mr. Sweeney, you told us that there was going to be, because I asked, budgets, information, spending, all the information regarding the transferring of all of these properties. You said at that time everything would be transparent. It would all be out there. I'm asking, where is it? Because I have not seen, I'm not asking for an answer right now. This is my 5 minutes, I believe.
I was going to answer. I thought you were looking for a response. Go ahead.
No, this is public comment. I'm commenting.
Okay,
Is that we have, as taxpayers, I mean, we're paying for, we're not seeing any of this. I'm not seeing any of it. I have grave concerns about what is going to happen down the road, what kind of spending is going to occur once you do move and with the move. And yet all that we see is a lot of things about the schools, 900 boxes of cereal. I, for one, can do without hearing about that anymore. As taxpayers, we pay the township. As taxpayers, we pay for the schools. It's a conflict of interest for the Elk Grove Township employees to be so engaged in doing things for the school that the schools do themselves and should be doing themselves. I just got a notice from my high school that they're independent of Leyden Township, had also done a soup drive. So I'm asking you to stand and be counted. You said it would be transparent. Let's start seeing some numbers. Let's get that information into the township newsletter. People have been asking me, people that I know, they've said, why does it take so many employees to go and get pizza? Who is this lady that the whole township newsletter is about? I have no answers for them. And I, for one, want to see the business. You are the stewards. It is the taxpayers' money. You are the stewards of that. And I'd like to see some accountability. And I certainly would like to see the transparency you promised last year.
Okay, thank you. Any other comments from the public? Okay. You have minutes from February 20th, the board meeting, the February 20th executive session, and the February 26th special board meeting. Any comments about any of those sets of minutes? Okay, can I have a motion to approve those minutes
I make a motion to approve the minutes.
Okay,
All three.
all three sets of minutes approved, made a motion to approve by trustee Nuredowski, seconded by trustee Ingraffia. Any further discussion? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Okay, you've had a chance to review the bills. Any questions about the bills?
No.
Okay, can I have a motion to approve the bills and the payroll as presented?
I make a motion to approve the bills and the payroll as presented.
Okay, moved by trustee Nuredowski,
Second.
seconded by trustee Ingraffia. Any further discussion? Roll call, please.
Trustee Nuredowski,
Aye.
trustee Ingraffia,
Aye.
Supervisor Sweeney.
Aye. Motion carries. There's no presentations. Reports. Connie, the assessor, please.
Good evening. You've all received my written report. There is an amendment to that. Quite without our knowledge, the county, in its infinite wisdom, chose to open us 3 weeks early, earlier than they had told us they were going to open. So it did throw some of our plans into a bit of a cocked hat, but we have learned that with dealing with the county, one must be agile. And so now our taxpayer outreach program that we had planned for April 30th will now be April 16th, same time in the building here. And at that time, there'll be a presentation from the county, and my staff will be available to take appeals, particularly for those who find it difficult to get in during normal working hours. So we've done that. We've gotten our staffing ready, and we'll be sending out an email tomorrow and a robocall letting our taxpayers know that we are now open for appeals. Any questions?
Just a comment, having worked for an agency that was at the mercy of higher agencies, I know what it means to be agile and mobile, not too hostile.
We try to keep that under control.
I will say that you should be applauded for smiling.
It comes with the territory.
go.
But thank you, Trustee Ingraffia. Any other questions?
Thank you, Connie. Clerk's report?
Nothing significant. The current, there was one FOIA request, which you can see in the report, but regarding the right-of-way at 1932 Higgins Road there. And that has been responded to and information provided. Other items, we did post the required notice to the public for the tentative budgets, along with the notice for the public hearing on the tentative budgets. And we did post a notice for the annual meeting. So that was completed, and I guess we're going to talk a little later about the meeting videotaping and the discussion with Elk Grove Village.
Okay. Any questions for George?
No.
Okay. Highway Commissioner's report. Art?
My written report is current as of right now, unless anybody has any other questions or like to add to anything.
Any questions for Art?
Did we get a discount on the 2018 Mac?
We got it at cost, so.
Okay, that's the way to go.
And we didn't know this, but Wayne found it in the specs. It does have a heated bulldog in case you need that.
Okay. That's
Good. Whatever that is. Any other questions for Art?
No.
Okay. Nothing to add to my usual reports with general assistance and the monthly financials. Any questions for me? Okay. No correspondence. Under old business, videotaping board meetings. George had sent a memo out to the board as he's been heading up this effort. And so I'll turn it over to George.
Yeah, so we met with the village manager as well as with the head of audio services there. And basically, they indicated to us that they could meet the requirements of our RFP, except they do not have the minimum number of microphones that required at 7. They did indicate, they indicated that they felt that they may be able to meet the insurance requirements, but they but they weren't sure, and the attorney for the village did come back later that day and verify that they could meet the insurance requirements, and we asked for a certification, a certificate of insurance in order to determine, to verify it, and we have not received that as of yet. We have till the end of the month, March 30th. So,
Just a point of clarification, the village attorney said that the contractors were covered under village insurance. They didn't tell us what the levels were at all.
Right. So we wanted to see the certificate to make sure that that level of coverage meets the level of coverage that we need. They also, just as a side comment, they also indicated they'd be willing to work with us when we move into the new building in helping us design a videotaping system that could be included in the building at a reasonable value that would meet our needs. So we'll probably, I'm sure we'll take advantage of their assistance in that regard. So at this particular stage, they can meet our requirements, and except for the microphones. They've said that that the independent contractors were covered by the village's insurance policy, but they have not provided us with the insurance policy to verify that.
Couple of questions, George. With regard to the statement that you made about them being willing to help us in the new building, is that contingent on them?
No.
No, okay. Have they ever, they're not exactly in compliance with what our RFP required?
At this particular stage, they indicated that they would not have the minimum number of microphones, and we have not still seen. We've had verbal confirmation in some ways on the insurance, but we have not actually seen the document.
Now, we have received nothing from them in writing.
No, and I don't think we will.
Not on the insurance.
No, I mean, with regard to RFP and things like that. What about?
We received an email probably earlier this year with a dollar amount.
There was a dollar amount.
Right.
Yes, there was a dollar amount on that, yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so last month, this obviously to hire Elk Grove Village to record our meetings for a 2-year period was approved on a vote of 3-2. The township had put out a RFP in which 3 qualified bidders sent in proposals. Elk Grove Village was not one of them. They did not submit anything. We asked that in the meeting. They said they're not in the practice of submitting proposals. We haven't identified anything that prevents them legally from doing it. They just said they're not in the practice of doing that. Obviously, Trustee Ingraffia and myself voted against that. I did have concerns about awarding a contract to an entity that didn't provide any
Mike, could I
proposal.
interrupt you just for 1 second?
Yes, sir.
Are you saying that there's nothing that legally would have prohibited them from giving us an RFP? It was strictly an internal policy?
There's nothing that our attorney could cite or the village representatives
It
could
was
cite.
strictly their internal policy?
Right.
Okay,
Correct.
thank you.
Yes. So after that meeting, I asked our township corporate attorney to give an opinion about how we handled that particular motion. There was 2 issues that he addresses. First and foremost, the Township Code, Section 8530, purchasing and specifically bids. The first issue is whether or not the contract was above or below $20,000. A 2-year contract with Elk Grove Village would have gone above $20,000. So then the next step is determining whether or not videotaping is a professional service. Professional services do not have to be bid out. It's based on the fact that video and audio services are not regulated in any way, and they don't require any special licensing or certification. I will read the summation from Jason. Accordingly, it is our position that the action taken by the board in hiring the village to provide audio-video recording services for the township does not comply with Section 8530 of the code because the contract is for over $20,000 for non-professional services, and the village did not submit a bid in response to the township's public request for proposal. So we cannot legally engage in the contract as proposed. So I'm going to make a motion that we rescind the motion taken last month to hire Elk Grove Village to record our meetings. So that is my motion.
I'll second it.
Seconded by trustee Ingraffia. Any further discussion? Roll call, please.
Trustee Narodowski,
Aye.
trustee Ingraffia,
Aye.
and Supervisor Sweeney.
Aye. Okay. I am also, based on the proposals that were submitted, I'm going to make a motion to hire Laurel Communications to record our regularly scheduled monthly meetings for the fiscal year 2018-2019.
Second.
Seconded by trustee Ingraffia.
Discussion.
Any discussion?
And they were the lowest bidder?
By far, yes.
And it's their lowest bidder, and it's for how, what's the term?
For 1 year at our regularly scheduled monthly meetings.
I'm sorry, so,
Just to record our monthly meetings.
monthly meetings, and how much for, let's.
$1,500.
$1,500. And that's for 12 months?
For 12 months, for fiscal year 2018-2019,
And that starts as of,
April 1st.
all right, so they're the lowest bidder, they're going to take just the monthly meetings, not
Just the
not
monthly
special
meetings.
meetings?
Yes.
Are we required, do we have a
I'm
policy?
going to make a subsequent motion shortly.
Okay. But what was the RFP?
What's that?
What was the RFP that every people was bidding on?
What do you mean the RFP?
Would
His-
the
his-
RFP require special and monthly?
No, it's just to record our meetings. So I'm hiring to do that, and then, so that's my motion on the floor right now. So it's been seconded. Any further discussion?
I don't have the RFP in front of me here. I thought it was different.
That's all right. Roll call, please.
Trustee Narodowski,
Aye.
trustee Ingraffia,
Aye.
trustee, or Supervisor Sweeney.
Aye.
Okay.
I'd like to make a motion that the only meetings the township will audio or will video record are our monthly, regularly scheduled township meetings. Is there a second?
I'll second it.
Seconded by trustee Narodowski. Any further discussion? Okay, roll call, please.
Trustee Narodowski,
Aye.
trustee Ingraffia,
Aye.
Supervisor Sweeney.
Aye.
Who seconded that?
Graffia, or,
Dale.
sorry, Narodowski's. Okay, any other discussion about anything surrounding videotaping of board meetings? Okay, all right, on to new business. We have budget ordinance, appropriation ordinance, 2018-01. It's a town fund general assistance and sewer. If I could just ask Erica to go up to the podium, just as a resource if you have any questions. So everything remains the same from our tentative budget. One thing we did need to solidify was the social services. For the new agencies, we had placeholders of half the requested amount. One of the other things that I wanted to mention is Salvation Army. We had provided a grant in the past, and because we had not funded them for the last few years, we had mentioned initially that the agencies that received previous funding, we were just going to carry forward their amounts. Well, since we didn't fund Salvation Army and they're not technically new, it was left at zero. I'd like to include them for consideration as a new agency, at least as far as how we treat them. So I'm going to propose with the understanding that probably starting over the summer, we're going to reevaluate how we address social service funding, agency funding, to prioritize the services that the township should be involved in. I'm going to request that or at least propose that the agencies that received funding last year get the same amount. The new agencies, Caring Place was $7,500, Alexian Brothers, $15,000, Connections of Illinois, $5,000, Gigi's Playhouse, $10,000, Maryville, $7,500, Resource for Community Living, $1,250, and Salvation Army,
That is
$5,000.
half of the
That is
request.
half of the requested amounts.
And the past ones get the full as of last year.
That's what I'm proposing, yes.
Oh,
Yes, sir? Did you mention Salvation? I did.
And where do they fall under, Salvation Army?
They would just, I'm assuming we still have a line item, we just have to bring forward?
Yeah.
Yeah. They just, the last few years, they've received zero. It's not in the,
Oh,
it's not in
okay.
the, it should be, there is a line item for social services, but we didn't bring that forward because we haven't funded them.
okay. And
What do you?
the other ones are not here either at half?
We would, once approved, we would, so you can see the last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Okay, gotcha.
They just haven't been assigned line items until
looking at it
until they get the
alphabetically.
funding, yes.
What would Salvation Army get?
5,000.
But they're not on here.
That is correct. We'd have to bring forward their line item number.
Did they make it, I'm sorry, did they make a request?
They made a formal request, yes.
For?
For 10,000.
Okay, all right. And then everybody else is basically flat funded?
That is correct.
Okay.
Further discussion? Okay. All right. Can I have a motion to approve Budget and Appropriation Ordinance 2018-01 with those changes?
So moved.
Moved by trustee Ingraffia,
Second.
seconded by trustee Nuredowski. Any further discussion? Roll call, please.
Trustee Narodowski,
Aye.
Trustee Graffia,
Aye.
Supervisor Sweeney.
Aye. All right, Budget and Appropriation Ordinance 2018-02, RD, the Road District. Obviously, Erica and Art are here as a resource. So any questions about the tentative budget from last month?
It's unchanged.
Unchanged. All right, can I have a motion to approve Budget and Appropriation Ordinance 2018-02 RD?
So move it.
Moved by trustee Nuredowski,
Second.
seconded by trustee Ingraffia. Any further discussion? Roll call, please.
Trustee Narodowski,
Aye.
Trustee Graffia.
Aye.
Supervisor Sweeney.
Aye. Okay. All right, thank you, Erica. Can I have a motion to adjourn?
So move it.
Moved by trustee Nuredowski,
Second.
seconded by trustee Ingraffia. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Thank you.